One of the old adages on Wall Street, people always ask the question, how much money should I have in the stock market? And the old rule used to be you take the number 100, you subtract from it your age, let's say you're 40 years old, the resulting number is 60, and the rule would say that 60% of your money should be invested in the stock market, 40% of the market in bonds. I think that's really ridiculous. A person that's 40 years old is in their peak earning periods in their life. They've got a long time horizon. I think it should be obviously a number much higher than that. So what's kind of happened is we've gone to the rule, use the number 115. So you subtract 40 from 115, that would say 75% of your money should be invested in stocks. I still think that's too low, but go with that. So what you've been told is that you should have some of your money in bonds. Well, the problem we have with bonds right now is that interest rates on bonds, just like everything else, are very low. And the level of least resistance for bonds in the future will be for interest rates to go up. Well, as this classic and simple teeter-totter explanation shows you, that when interest rates go up, the value, the price of the bond goes down, okay? And it doesn't take much. A 1% increase in interest rates will have about a 10%, cause about a 10% reduction in the value of your bonds, the market value of your bonds. Now, if you buy bonds that have fixed maturities, you don't necessarily need to worry about that because when they mature, you'll get your money back. My other concern, this is a great report, and we're just showing you a brief page here from it, but it's one that's well worth going to, and you can find it the same way we just found it in there. We're going to look at some others, I think, on here, on this website as well, but it's got a lot of stuff. And if you want to find out what the bad guys are doing these days, can you go back to the home page? You could just click up at the top there, probably. Keep going. All right. See where it says enforcement in the black bar there? Yeah, pull that down, litigation releases. Read this. These are all the people that the Securities and Exchange Commission is suing, okay, because they're doing bad things to you, okay, and they're trying to steal your money. So you can find out about all the little different scams, frauds, and ripoffs that people are running out there, so be aware of that. There was one scam, fraud, and ripoff that didn't make it, though, under the radar of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and that was the biggest scam of them all, Bernard Madoff, who stole $150 billion or whatever from people, which I always thought was weird that this guy that ran the biggest scam, his name was Madoff, because that's what he did. He made off with people's money. I always thought that was kind of strange. So it's a wonderful information website loaded with lots of good stuff that you can really put to your advantage. But I wanted to show you that one thing about bonds. I don't like bonds. I don't like bonds at all, at all, at all. Did I mention I don't like bonds? Okay, I wasn't sure. And it's fine. Now, for people who are absolutely dedicated and they need income from their investments, bonds are okay, but don't buy 30-year bonds. Buy bonds with much shorter maturities. And here's the other problem with bonds. People always ask me, I ask people, why do you invest? Why do you invest? And I get all the usual answers, so that my money grows and, so I can make money and get dividends and stuff like that. And that's all fine. But really, there's really only one reason to accept risk when you're investing, is that so that your money grows faster than the rate of inflation. You've got to beat the rate of inflation. The buying power of your dollars go down every day that you're not beating the rate of inflation. Inflation is low right now, but it's not going to stay that way forever. I've lived through a couple of bouts of really high inflation, and it really ravages your buying power of your dollars. So if you have a bond that pays, let's say you have a bond that pays you today, you bought the bond, it's a 10-year bond, you bought it, and in the first year it's going to pay you $5,000 worth of interest, okay? And on the 10th year it's going to pay you $5,000 in interest. Do you think you can buy as much 10 years from now with that $5,000 than what you can buy today? Heck no. So you have no inflation protection for your money, and again, that's the only reason I am so deeply committed to the stock market, is I just have to make sure my money grows faster than the rate of inflation. And historically, there are only two places that do that. One is stocks, and the other is, come on, real estate. Real estate.